I'm here in the studio today with two of the top agents in the Southern California region at Keller Williams. Joining us, welcome Bridget and Miguel.
Thank you.
I'm Bridget Potterton, certified divorce real estate expert with Keller Williams San Diego Metro.
Miguel Nunez, Keller Williams, Carmel Valley, probate and trust specialist.
So it is news to me that you guys just have won some pretty big accolades this last year. Can you tell me about them?
Yes, we did. We're really excited about it. I'm a solo agent, and I was ranked number 2 solo agent for all of the Southern California region for Keller Williams.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I am on the category of a team. There's 3. We have 3 agents in my group, so we're a group. So we're number 3 in Southern California region.
That is truly fantastic. So what I am most excited to ask you today is that both do really interesting things within real estate. So what has brought you so much success and why are you guys different?
Miguel and I, we have actually kind of similar businesses. I remember years ago hearing from our former CEO, Gary Keller, that if you want to have a big business, you need to start small. You need to go small. And I always thought that's very odd advice to have a big business. But it turns out he was right. And I decided many years ago that I wanted a piece of my business, a pillar, to be working with couples who are going through a divorce as a certified divorce real estate expert. And I wanted it to be maybe 25% of my business, but it's now well over 50% of my business. And I think that having a solid niche where you truly can help people who are in vulnerable situations like a divorce or a probate situation with the families, to be able to serve them and help them, I think is one of the reasons why our businesses have grown so much.
From my perspective, it's more a little bit my story. I'm originally, which we call the trifecta in my business. My background is construction management. I was a private fiduciary, and I've been a realtor now for 29 years. So that put me square into the probate and trust arena. My previous colleagues were private producers and trustees. As soon as we started our real estate practice, they said, well, you know the judges, you know the attorneys, you know the estate, and you know the risks that are involved in this practice. So it was just a pretty smooth shoo-in for us to get into that practice, yes.
So what is one thing that you guys are going to implement into your business this year to keep going with all this major success?
Oh, that's a good question. I think for me, I have really gotten passionate about teaching. And so I teach realtors all over the country. I also teach attorneys. So I teach their CLEs, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. I love masterminding with brilliant attorneys. I love having case studies and talking about the complexities. I've got some interesting ones right now that have started out as divorce listings, turned into probate, and then we had to deal with some real estate attorneys. I love the puzzle pieces that complex transactions bring, and I look forward to continuing to grow and work in that space and educate the family law community as well.
I love that about you, Bridget. Truly, it's such a value add the way that you educate not only your clients as an advisor, but also with it, all the work you do within Keller Williams. It's truly exceptional. So Miguel, what are you going to do?
In my case, 2 of my agents are pretty young and they're keeping me young. We're working with technology. AI, everybody's talking about AI. We've streamlined our business. We are adopting it as much as we can. Although it really, the bulk or the most important part of my business is dealing with the families, the beneficiaries, the attorneys. I mean, all of that, that's the tough part of it. But we want to make sure that all the other part, which is, and sometimes a lot of these cases we have to go to court, and the documentation and the processes and the transactions have to be crystal clear and very comprehensive. So we're adopting technology to get all of that done, streamline that process, and make sure that we spend enough time where it really matters.
I love that. Innovation is so key and it's such a big deal. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the community today?
Real estate, we think about it a lot in the process of helping people buy and sell. And a lot of times I think we don't focus enough on the life transitions that Miguel and I both focus on. And it's such valuable work and it's very gratifying to be able to help people in those vulnerable situations, maybe not always the high highs, but sometimes the low lows, losing a family member or having to have a family go through the dissolution of marriage. those kinds of things can be difficult, but they're important pieces, and we want to be there for our clients with whatever life transitions that they experience.
What makes us different also is that when people, and mostly we work currently with the estate planning community, the attorneys, they call us. If they were calling a normal realtor, they'd say, well, here's a house, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, this is the address. With us, they call us, okay, we have a family, this situation. So we learn what the situation is with the case, with the family, what are the complexities. Secondary is the real estate part of it, at our level. I mean, because that's where you can be successful or not in a transaction. So I think that's our focus. My focus is, okay, let's really pay attention to the situation. That way we can manage the transactional part better.
I love that. 2 of the absolute best that I get to sit here. I could ask you questions all day. Miguel, Bridget, thank you so much for joining us today. And I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store.
Thank you.
Thank you.